Okay, let us start with this subject, data structures, files and algorithms, for which I suppose you have theory paper of 100 marks, term work of 25 or 50? 50 and practical exam of 50 marks. Right, so the total weightage of 200 marks for computers as well as IT. The syllabus is same for both, even the question paper will be identical. Okay, so there is no difference so far as the branch, whether it is computer or IT is concerned. But before we actually start with the subject data structures, files and algorithms, we are required to revise a few concepts from C. Right? You have already done the course in C. Okay, so can you just describe one by one? Say, what is the input statement available in C language? You can sit down and answer. Scanf. Is it a reserved word?
It is a function.
It's a function. It's a function. Then what is the input facility which is provided by the language? Because if it is a function, then the language by itself must be providing some way of taking the input.
It has some header files in which it is input.
Header files. What is a header file?
Header file is a file which contains some functions which are already defined by the compiler who has constructed the compiler.
Is header file readable?
Yeah.
It contains function definition or it contains function declaration. It contains both. Have you heard of something called as a .lib file? Can you tell me in short what all subdirectories are present in your Turbo C directory? Subdirectories. You know what is a directory? You know what is a directory? No. What is a directory? Have you heard of something called as partition, hard disk? Okay, but you don't know what is a directory.
It contains information regarding what is the content.
Directory. What is a directory? The question was what all subdirectories are there in Turbo C? Which all? No idea. How do you execute your program? How do you use Turbo C in your colleges? From the hard disk. Is it a LAN? What do you use?
IDE.
What is IDE?
Same like a notepad.
What is IDE? No idea. Is IDE? Huh? What is IDE?
So actually Turbo C uses at the back end it uses compiler, Turbo C compiler, and at its front end is an IDE.
Front end is an IDE. मुझे IDE नहीं पता हो.
It's somewhat like a notepad. It's also an IDE.
So you mean to say that the last E stands for editor?
Environment or editor.
Environment or editor.
Most probably environment.
Is it a DOS based package or Windows? Both. It was DOS based. It was Turbo C was present on your local hard disk. What is the local hard disk?
This of a PC.
Hard disk of a PC. What will be the other option? LAN. Then where will be Turbo C located?
On the drive.
On any drive. Means on your friend's drive also it could be there. Yeah. Then how do you access it?
From my local
How?
going through Windows from directory into such PC
Directory into subdirectory. But how will you see your friend's machine on your computer?
using LAN. Local
That's pretty
server.
vague answer. Huh?
Log into local server and from that.
If it is login to local server, then the Turbo C should be present on the server itself, no? Why it should be somebody else's machine?
In our case, in our college, we were provided each PC. It was already provided on each computer.
Okay, that means you were not using LAN. What is LAN? Local area network. What is WAN? Wide area network. What is the difference?
LAN may be in a room or some building, but WAN may be in a city, in a network in a city, LAN in a building or in a
Okay, coming back to Turbo C. Anyone over here who can tell me which all directories are present in Turbo C? In your Turbo C directory, which all subdirectories are present?
So bin include library.
Main, you said.
Subdirectories.
Main, you have said. Main mean? Bin, huh? Okay, bin,
Bin, library,
huh?
output,
Output, yeah. Bin include lib, BGI, output. Okay. Which is the file which will be executed when you are trying to run Turbo C? What is the name of the file? When you are trying to execute Turbo C, what is the file that you actually load? tc.exe. Which other exe files are present in the same directory? Where is that tc.exe located? In which subdirectory? Bin. And what will include contain? Only the header. And lib, library files. And my question was actually, what is a library file? Why do you require library file? And previous question was whether the header file is readable and whether it contains function definitions or declarations or both. Declarations only. What type of declaration is it? What is it called as? What is the declaration type? No idea. How many of you have religiously done all the assignments in Programming Lab 1? I said all. In your first semester, when you had undergone through that particular course of Programming Lab 1, whether you have done all the assignments on your own? No. Anyone? All. What was the first assignment?
So decimal conversion.
Huh? And last?
Last was about top fitting.
Prior to that, second last?
Top fitting, Lungi Buka
Uh-huh. You are in COM. Uh-huh. What was the assignment on file handling?
file handling to create a database, to maintain employees record.
Employees records. And which all functions you have used for input and output?
There I have used
fscanf and fprintf. So the file that you were handling was a sequential file. Was it a sequential file? Or it was a relative file? Or it was direct access file?
I don't remember the definition right now.
I am not asking you the definition. You have written the program. I am asking which type of file your program was handling. What was that program doing exactly? Can you modify the particular data which is present in the file? Yes, you could. How you did that?
So first,
In which mode you have opened the file?
append mode.
Append mode mein you have opened the file. But through append mode I suppose you cannot modify the record. Can you tell me the formula for Runjakutta? Fourth order?
Formula I don't remember it.
Then why you have learned those subjects, yaar? You don't remember the formula. What was the, which type of curve fitting you have done?
So parabola and straight
By which method?
by using Gauss-Jordan method.
It shouldn't have been Gauss-Jordan, I suppose. It should have been method of least squares. Least square method? No.
So
It was Lagrange's interpolation.
interpolation was also there, and
Curve fitting through Gauss-Jordan.
Gauss-Jordan and both were there. Interpolation was there also. Program of interpolation and Gauss-Jordan.
Have you heard of wording least squares method? No. So you might have written the code based on whatever is given to you, but then you haven't understood what it was. Then I don't call it that you have done the assignments on your own then. Anyone over here who has done assignment on files in the first semester? Assignment on arrays. What is an array? Similar data type. What are data types in C? What are data types in C? Integer, character, float, double, long. That's all. What is the difference between float and double? Size. Double will consume how many bytes? 8. And float 4. That means the number that you can store in double will be larger than the number that we can store in float? No. Yeah, it will depend on the accuracy. The number that you will be storing using double will be more accurately stored than float. It deals with the number of digits after decimal point. In float, how many digits you have after decimal point? 4. 7. And in double? 15. What is the range of integers? Someone else. How many bytes will be taken up by integer for the storage? 2 bytes. For in case of signed integer, what is the range of numbers which you can store? 7. You know these numbers? No. Can you tell me the same answer in terms of powers of 2? No.
So 2 raised to 256.
Uh,
So or 2 raised to 64.
कितना होता है 2 raised to 64? Approximately, in case of, if you convert it to decimal, 2 raised to 64 will be approximately, एक के बाद कितने zeros? मेरे हिसाब से 2 raised to 10 is 1024. That is 1000 nearly. So 10 cube. You are talking about 2 raised to 64, भैया. Even if I say 2 raised to 60, it becomes 2 raised to 10 raised to 6. That becomes 1000 raised to 6. That is 1 and as many as 18 zeros after that. No? Where did you get this number 64 from?
So it's something of the range of 256 square or
Where did you get this number 256 from?
it's on the range of 8, 64, 32, 64, 128, 254.
क्यों कहाँ से मिला ये? What is this series? Okay, so her answer minus 327682 plus 32767 to be expressed in powers of 2. 2 raised to 15. Yeah. Now from where did you get this number 15 from? Yeah. For integers you require 2 bytes. 2 bytes means 16 bits. 16 bits means 0, 1 combinations. In all there will be 2 raised to 16 combinations. Out of them, half of them will be positive. So 2 raised to 16 by 2 will be 2 raised to 16 by 2. 2 raised to में ही बोलो ना.
2 raised to
16 upon 2.
2 raised
2 raised to
to
15. 2 raised. So 2 raised to 15 positive numbers and 2 raised to 15 negative numbers. So it will be minus 2 raised to 15 to minus 1, and then from 0 to 2 raised to 15 minus 1. That's why one number is less, because 0 will be treated as positive. Okay? And in case of unsigned integers, the range will be 0 to minus 1. But that is in normal terms, like she was saying 32,000 something like that. So it will be 65535. 0 to 65535. What will be the range in case of short int? Unsigned? Unsigned short int? क्या same? Short int will consume only 1 byte. It will be up to 2 raised to 8 minus 1 in all 256 numbers, 0 to 255. Anyway. Okay, in C language, do we have something called as a program concept? There are concepts like a program, procedure, subroutine, function. These are used by different languages. Like Pascal will be using the procedures, Fortran will use subroutines, even BASIC will use subroutine. And even functions are there in Fortran, Pascal and all. What C language have? And they exclusively have something called as a program. Whether in C language we have a concept called a program. Do we have procedure? Do we have subroutine? And finally, do we have functions? So last answer is yes. Okay, but do we have program in case of C language? No. C language consists of functions and only functions. So what is main? Is a function. What is some special about main? But there are so many other functions which are user defined. Main? Why? Suppose I don't have main function in the program that I am writing. Can I compile that program? It doesn't give it. It doesn't give it. ये बात अलग है कि it won't execute, but compiler will not give you error. But you cannot run that program. हाँ, मी compile करता ना विचारलं. So compiler will not give error. Execution there will be a trouble, because the execution will search for function main to start the execution. So if main is absent, your program can be still compiled, it will be still error free. Only thing is you cannot execute. Okay? Have you heard of something called as parameters of the function or arguments of the function? Yes. Can main function have arguments? You had one assignment in PL1 called as command line arguments. Can main function have arguments? Yes. Then how do you execute the program? Remember, we are not yet starting with data structures. We are still in first semester. We are just trying to revise as what we should have covered in the first semester and what we have missed out. Okay, you must have compiled the program 100 times by now. Can you just tell me the submenus which will appear under the option compile? Compile के below. Obviously. In sequence all. Okay, tell me under file. Print is also there and exit. And you said something like command prompt over there. What was it? DOS shell. DOS shell. What do you mean by DOS shell?
Sir, it's a prompt where we can give commands.
Which?
Type commands and execute them.
Type commands and execute them.
Shell is a predefined commands.
It's not. Is it your guess or you know it?
A bit, not complete idea, but roughly.
Have you ever tried DOS shell?
Prompt.
DOS prompt? Yes. So what will appear on the screen? C colon. Okay. And above that there will be one statement which will be coming when you come through the DOS prompt. No. There are hundreds of things which you will have to again recapture. Literally hundreds of them. though I may not be requiring them in data structures, but as a computer and IT professional you will have to know all these things. No guesswork. It should be a perfect answer. And that too, it appears every time whenever you are using the Turbo C compiler. So in this particular week, go through all the options which are there in the Turbo C environment, all the menus, all the submenus and their use. Because it is impossible that I can cover everything over here. If you haven't understood anything, ask me. Because our job is not to learn Turbo C environment. Our aim is something different. Right? Okay, so we have diverted right from the point where I have asked what is an array. What is an array? Similar type of data types कैसे हो सकता है वो? Data types by themselves are different. Whenever you say similar type of, you can say simply data, or you can say data objects, but not data types. You can say the variables of same type, that is okay, but not variables also, because whenever you say a variable or identifier, it has to have a different name normally. What is index of an array? Index of an array. Index of an array is not a base address.
Address, whenever you declare an array, then you declare the number of elements, that is the size of the array.
Yeah.
Then, right from, so then the computer allocates the memory to it, and the beginning of that, from the beginning of the array, wherever it is located, it starts numbering it 0 to whatever the size.
Yeah, so index is the position actually with respect to the base address. Where will that base address be stored? Whenever you declare some array like int a square bracket 50, then there will be as many as 50 memory locations which will be allocated. Array name A will contain the base address. What will be the last position? Numbered as 49 internally. Now, if I try to handle some position like a square bracket 62, will I get any error? Will I get any error?
So program will compile, but while executing it won't.
What will happen? If you are saying garbage value will be there, then in that case the program is executed. Whereas he is saying that program is not executed. He accepts that there will not be any error.
So it will run, it will accept the value, if you are giving the value at such a position. The only thing is you will not be able to retrieve it, because it will be storing it some other location.
Why some other location?
It won't store in the same array. It won't, whenever you ask for A62.
But this array doesn't contain that location 62.
Yes sir, so it will run.
But if it is running, if it is storing, then it should be possible to retrieve it also.
So, or it will give an error during the runtime. It will come out of
That's what you are telling me. Oh, I am asking you the same thing. कि what it will do? Or this, or this, or this is my question here. क्या है इसमें से
it
चीज?
will give a runtime error sir. It will come out of the
C compiler will not give error. C compiler by itself will not give any execution error also. If you try to execute such a thing, then your program will not execute. It is because you are running it under Windows, because through Windows you are going out, and Windows is the operating system which will take care of overstepping in the memory. Otherwise, compiler by itself is not providing any facility by which you will come to know that you are going out of array limits. C language does not provide any condition by which the size of array will be tested whenever the elements are accessed. No way. Even if you use something like a square bracket minus 2, you will not get any error. And it will not be stored randomly. It will straight away go ahead and will find out where could be position 62 and will store that. And if you can store it, you can retrieve it also. Only thing is, if this location 62 will be used by some other variable, in that case its value will automatically change, because you don't know what is there at exact that particular memory location. It is not within the scope of that array. But if you could store it, you can very well retrieve it. There will not be any problem. Somebody else's value will be changed. We can't tell. Compiler doesn't provide any facility. Similarly, minus 2 means it will go here, and you will use this location. Compiler will not give any error, neither during compilation nor during execution. No way. It will be Windows, that operating system, gives you the error, and it will give error in such a drastic manner that you will be straight away returned to Windows. उसके बाद आपको फिर से एंटर करके जाना पड़ेगा टर्बो सी में. Normally जब error आती है तो you are still in turbo C, whereas in this case even turbo C will be switched off. Abnormal termination, yeah, correct. It will be abnormal termination. Can you tell me what will be the maximum size of array that you can handle? What is a two-dimensional array? Is it some declaration like this? Yes. What will be the first element into it? P00. Last? P199. In memory, how this particular array will be stored? Continuously. Row by row, column by column. First row, then second row, etc. That means it could be treated as a single array having 200 elements. Yes. Then if I talk about the 56th position in this one-dimensional allocation, then can you tell me what is the row number and column number? Are you getting the question? Position 56 in this one-dimensional allocation means which row and which column? (215). Is it 215? 62? Chhe. You said 6? 62. Fifth row, sixth column. It will be 0 to 9. This, Fourth row, fifth column. When you say fourth row or row number 4? हाँ मतलब row number 4. When you say row number 4, then how many rows are complete? Huh? When you say row number 4, how many rows are complete? 0, 1, 2, 3. 4 rows are complete. Means 40 elements. Huh. So this cannot be the answer. It will be row number 5, column number 6, or column number 5. 5, 5. नहीं, other way around. Position 18.3. P 18.3 is equivalent to which position in this one dimensional?
184th position.
इथंही चुकते काहीतरी. What was my? It was position 56. I said na. Then this is the answer. My question was position 56. Position 56 will be 57th element, will be 5th row, 6th column element. This will be the answer, not 5, 5. If I would have said 56th element, then it will be 5, 5. Position 56 is 57th element. Okay. So you tell me the equivalent position. अगं आता सोपं आहे ना. 56, 5, 6, 183. आता सोपं आहे तर. That's why I had given 10 columns to it. I can make it more complicated by saying that it has got only 8, and then the things will change. Now it will not be that simple. Is this possible? Yes. In all, how many elements will be there? 320. Okay. So, position 200 is equivalent to, find it out now. This is like our commercial break. One dimensional position 200 is equivalent to row number, column, or other page number, row number, column number, like that. And other way around, P square bracket 4, 3, 3 is equivalent to which is the direct position. To give you the idea, there will be a page having 8 rows, 4 columns. This is page number 0. Then behind it there will be one more page, page 1, page 2. Like that there will be in all up to page 9. This will be the picture. Okay, it's a 3-dimensional array. So two conversions, position 200 back to page number, row number, column number. Page number 4, column number, row number 3, column number 3 is equivalent to which position in one dimension? How did you proceed? You will have to consider this to be equivalent to 10 by 32. First of all, divide by 32. 6. Remainder? अरे 2.25 का सही रिमाइंडर 8. हाँ. So that means you will get the page number. Page number will be 6 complete. So 6. 6 pages complete. So 6. Now this 8 should be treated as 8/4. So you divide by 4. 6 to 0. And here though this is very simple, like it will be 3 into 4 plus 3, and this will be 4 into 32 plus this. This 4 position means each page having 32 elements. So 4 into 32. Then it is row number 3, each row having 4 elements, 3 rows complete. So 3 into 4 plus 3. That will give us the position in usual terms, minus 1 will be the actual position. Six to 0. It's not 620. Hey, na 6 into 32 plus 2 into 4 plus 0 into 0 into kuch nahi, 0, and then it will be minus 1 chahiye ki nahi chahiye? Here minus 1 is not required. Huh? Anyway.
So actually we have completed 6 pages already. Half on it 7 page में 0 0 बढ़ गया. Okay. So 0 0 we have already पहले 4 columns हैं.
4.
I want to count 8 ना sir.
Oh.
So it will be 0 1.
4 4.
So 4 4. So it will be on the last position, sir. So it will be on the 8th position, the 7th. So instead of 0 there should be 7 and
It is position 200 means actually 201st element, na? In normal terms.
Even if it is 200 and the first element, sir.
So then it will be 0, next row first element. Okay, before we stop today, I want you to write one program or the algorithm or the steps, or you can just think and tell me the procedure, whatever. But everybody will have to do this exercise, tell me the answer, then you can go. Okay? Matrix A has m rows and n columns. Matrix A has m rows and n columns. I want to find a pivot element or elements which is defined as maximum in its row but minimum in its column. which will be the pivot element? Every time find out the maximum, 26, and check whether it is minimum in its column. No. Next row it is 18. Is it minimum? No. Next row it is 4. Is it minimum? Yes. So find out the element which is the pivot element. There could be multiple pivot elements also. But the element should be such that in its own row it should be maximum, in its column it should be minimum. Then it will be a pivot element. So I want you either to write a program. बाकी रीड करायचं, प्रिंट करायचं, डिक्लरेशन असला कचरा काहीही लिहायचा नाही. Assume that you already have the matrix which is read, having m rows, n columns. I just want you to write the main part either by using while loop, for loop, do while, whatever, and the conditions by which you will be telling me whether you can reach the pivot element.